Hello everybody. This one I'm going to show you how to heat emboss onto mirror card. As you can see, I don't know if you can see it properly with the light shining on it. It's very shiny. So I'm going to show you, the first one I'm going to do is blue. You can see it does change the colour of the blue slightly, but it doesn't go matte, it still stays shiny. This one was from Chloe's mirror card pack. I'm just using, the small bits that come with it. So I'm just going to use that to show you. So, as you would normally, dust it all over. You'll still get bits of stray and wayward embossing powder. As you can see, mine, I don't know if you can see it, but it is slightly pitted. And I think that's because I didn't anti-static properly. I just did a quick one so that I could get it ready for you. So this one I'm just going to use Chloe's Wildflowers just to show you. So this one I did with white, just ordinary white. Wow, the opaque superfine. Get the and once you've anti-staticked, don't touch it. Just move these out the way because I'm going to layer them up into a flower in a moment. Right. Just put the normal amount on. Just treat it as if it was a normal piece of card, but remember it will be slippery. So if you put it down and you slightly twist, you're going to get twisted imprint. So remember, straight down, and it will stay wet for a little while. So straight down, and you can see with the pressure what you're actually stamping. That's just moved a little bit. I felt it move. I think it'd be alright. And pull it straight off. And just put the white on. Now you can touch it now you've got that on. Sprinkle it over. Give it quite a firm shake. And then I turn it over. Give it a flick. That's not too bad, it hasn't got too much showing, but because you go mad with the anti-static bag, I think that helps. So I'm going to pop that to one side because I don't want anything attracted to it. Get rid of that and pop that lid on. So remember, you've got to heat your gun away first, get it nice and hot, and then we'll go in. And when we go in, I always hold it up so the air can get underneath. This is just personal choice. I've tried it this way and it doesn't tend to turn as quick because there's no airflow underneath, and it does make it a little bit, not soggy, but a little bit condensation-y, if you know what I mean. So pick it up. All of mine I pick up. It's very rare that I lay them down. Heat this away, and as we come in, you're going to be just doing just that to begin with. As soon as you see it start to take, then stay there. Alright, so heat it up first. Now I just test it on the arm, on my hand. Right, so just in, not going yet. There it goes. So stay there. Quickly, just once over. So you can see it turning. You can see the colour changing. Quick whiz. Done. Now you can see the colour has changed, but only slightly. It's still mirrored. It's not gone matte or anything like that, but it has gone a lighter shade, and it's gone like a sort of holographic type of paper. So this one, because this is card, so it is quite hard to cut out, I'm going to take the excess away because it does matter. Makes it a lot easier to cut if you haven't got all of that around it. Make sure this is dry, because it still comes off on your hand, and it ruins. Oh, I've just chucked you all over the floor, never mind. It ruins this, but then it's quite hot on your hands. So I'm just going to quickly cut this out, and then we'll do this flower. So I haven't got the dye for this one. I don't tend to use the dye on most of them, to tell you the truth. This is a lovely colour from Chloe's pad, even when it was normal, but now we've heated it, it's really, really beautiful. The other one that you can see on my mat is the silver, which is again from Chloe's pad, the same one as the blue. But of course, being silver, that's not changed. It didn't change colour at all when I heated it. But I'm just wondering what colour some of the other ones will go once they're heated. But the Crafter's Companion one, the lilac one that I did with the card that I showed you in the previous tutorial, that didn't change colour at all, and that was a lilac-y sort of light heathery sort of colour from Crafter's Companion. But I suppose different colours, different thicknesses, different grades, even when you're die cutting it, sometimes the silver comes off, sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it shreds. So it just depends what manufacturer the companies use, I suppose. You can get mirror paper, which I've not used for heat embossing, have to admit. Right, so these ones, the one that I did earlier to show you has got the stipples of white embossing powder on it, but this one hasn't, and that is only because I run the anti-static mat over it a bit more vigorously and a lot more times. So all I'm going to do with this, I'm just going to bend it up, and it's quite stiff, so you will get creasing in the middle. I'm just wondering if we can go over that with a ball tool and flatten it a little bit. So you're going to get, every time I do a video, someone messages me. So that's that. I'm just going to experiment just to see. I'll do it with the under one just to see what happens. That's from a previous one. No, it doesn't take away the creases. I think once you put your glitter on and things like that, I don't think it'll make any difference. And I just fold them up. It's normal, it will crack. Don't worry about that. Now if you wanted to, you could put a little bit of glitter. I'm actually going to put, if I can find my, now, Star Bright. I think this one would look quite pretty in it. So let's just do a quick few blobs, just so that we've got a finished flower. This is the top, so I'm going to do all of them. I think what's happened to my glitter, my glue rather. It's gone on strike. Here it comes. there. Oh, let's just do this one as well. We've got it. This is the underneath, so if you miss any, don't worry about that. Okay. Just going to go over that. Right, I'm going to hold it with my tweezers, just on the inner petal, and give it a proper, give it a little blow. As you can see, it's still, the little remnant bits are just around the edges, so give it a, you can still see some there, but could with the brush. But remember, it's still wet, so turn the brush. I need to go and find another makeup brush because that one's full of glue. Yes, I might give him a bit of a wash later and see what happens. Right, put this back in. A little bit of an overspillage, get rid of that. Right, so that is the I can't tell now. We'll do this as the under one. What one looks the better? I don't really know. Never mind. Right, so I'm just going to put the silicone in there, offset it like that, push it down, and then this is actually a bead. You could use it either side because it looks really pretty that side as well, but I'm going to use this side because it's got blue in it, which is quite pretty. So I'm just going to, because it's a pointy back one, so we need quite a lot in the middle for it to stay there. I don't think tweezers are going to, oh, I can use the little hole for sewing. I'm going to pop it there. That looks quite pretty. I'm just going to put that back on there. Right, that's that flower. Pick it up that way and show you. Okay, that's that one. I'm not going to pick it up too much because it's still wet and it'll probably slide or slide off. So that's that one. So that's the blue mirror. It's still mirrored, although slightly a different tinge. So I'm just going to pop that one, put it there so that you can still see it. Right, the black one I'm going to do, just Paper Mania. Oh, put it on too tight. Paper Mania, oh, you can see I've got glitter in there, so I'm just going to go dive in and get that out. Right, so it's exactly the same. You can actually see it's got like scratch lines on it, but if you don't want bits to stick to it, then you've got to put the anti-static on it, and it does leave slight little lines, like scratch lines. So I used the same one that I used earlier. Right, so quite vicious with it, and then do that. Right, and we're using the black, so you've got your black lid off. Put that underneath. Straight down. Hold it in one hand, squidge in the other, pull it up. You've still got a bit of time. because it stays quite wet on this. Okay. Perfect, no little bits in there. Put this back in. A few bits of glitter, but doesn't really matter because they don't do anything. Right, so we're going to do exactly the same. Heat it away and then go backwards and forwards, but holding it up. And once you see it change, right, so here we go. Follow it all the way round. I think that's done, and then give it a little squidge over. Just leave it a couple of seconds just to dry. You don't want to touch it. It does make the card bend. I'm going to go in, just cut a bit closer. Right, should be dry. Yeah. Let's just get rid of these. Right, and just cut it out. And you can see this hasn't changed the shininess at all. It's still a mirror. It still stayed silver. I'm going to use exactly the same glitter as what I used on the other one. And it works with all sorts of all of Chloe's stamps and other. Honeydew is another good stamp for doing this type of flower. Nearly there. Okay, in that. But this time we'll shape them the other way. So, tweezers. Excuse me. So we shape first before we put the glitter on. So upside down this time, bend them the other way. Okay, and then hold them up. Always giving them a, because the tweezers aren't the same shape all the way down, it's giving them a bit of a shape to them, which is quite pretty. So lift them all up. That's cracked, heard that crack. And that's alright. We'll get the scrap paper again. Literally just going to go in with the Star Bright again. That one. tweezers. Just give it a flick and a little, just a quick blow just to get the excess off. That's it. Just be careful what mirror card you buy. As I say, the cheap ones don't really work out very well, but if you actually buy the cheap one and you want a matte finish, perfect, it comes out as a perfect matte finish, the cheap one. Right, let's just get rid of this. Right, just going to layer this up. This syringe has got something in it. I'm just going to quickly get that out. Put this, offset it. I just realised I shaped it the wrong way. Oh, well, never mind, it looks really pretty. Just going to shape it the other way, but never mind. And this time we're putting a, like a domed silver. There you go. That's that one finished. Just let me get the paper. Yeah, did that one round the wrong way, didn't I? Never mind. Okay, that's both of them, and that is just on mirror card. Just give that a little push down to make it stand up a bit. Okay. Hope that helps everybody. If you do have any questions, please email me, contact me on Facebook, email craftycarolw@virginmedia.com, or just leave a message on the YouTube page and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Hope that's really helped, and have fun. Bye bye.